Time for another SAT question of the day. Today we've got a improving sentence question. The first public botanical garden in the United States, the Elgin Botanic Garden in New York City, was established to provide plant materials for studying by medical students. So whenever we have these series of prepositions, you want to make sure that they are not awkward and make it clear as to what is being modified and what is doing what. And I think the issue with our sentence here is it's not clear who is doing what here, and it's a bit awkward and inefficient to say it in this way. The subject was established to provide plant materials for studying by medical students. I mean, it's giving us an idea of what it's saying. We're having these plant materials for studying by medical students, but it's not clear. Are we studying the plant materials? Are the plant materials useful for studying? We also have this by medical students, which is a bit awkward as well. So let's, again, there's nothing specifically super wrong with this that I can see. It's just awkward. And for the SAT, we want to see if we can find one that makes the same, has the same meaning, but does it in a less awkward, more effective way. So we'll keep this for now. We'll put a squiggly next to it, but let's look at the other choices. The center was established to provide plant materials for medical students to study. Okay. So this is a bit clear, right? We're providing these plant materials for medical students to study. So now we know this kind of fits more into the idiom of you provide something for someone. So we provide something, so these materials for medical students in order for them to study something. So this is more idiomatic. It's cleaner. It uses pretty much the same words, more or less, but just flips them around. It makes it the relationships a lot more clear. Let's look at the other choices. The center was established to provide plant materials to medical students for their study. So we've got this to medical students, which is not bad, because now we know who we're providing it to. But then we say for their study. Well, who is the there? Is it referring to the medical students? Is it referring to plant materials? Kind of a dummy pronoun. So for that reason, we're not too happy with choice C. I think we're pretty safe getting rid of it. The center was established to provide plant materials for the study of medical students. Well, this is even more ambiguous. Now, are the medical students, are they studying the plant materials, or are they providing the plant materials in order to study medical students? It's very unclear. This is even worse than the original in terms of what's going on. Will provide plant materials that medical students will study. So this one grammatically is okay, and it somewhat captures the meaning of the original. But the difference between B and E here is that B is making significant changes that are pretty much uncalled for in the original. Notice it's adding the will, so it's only adding a verb, and then it's making a relative clause out of it, whereas we want to kind of maintain this prepositional phrase aspect of it, right? To provide something for someone to do something. So the reason why we're going to pick E and why B is the answer here over E, why we're not going to pick E is okay, but it makes too many changes to the original. And generally on the SAT, the answer is going to be one that makes the fewest amount of changes required to fix the sentence. Now, if you think there's any other reasons why some of these choices may not work, why B is the best choice, let me know. But I think that's going to be the best analysis of why B is the right answer.